My name is Nofisya Rustandi, and I used to live in the US. I went to school in Washington, D.C. I worked for PwC advisory for about 7 years. But I really have passion in startups. I would like to start my own company. So in 2003, I started a company. We call it like Virtual Campus Planet. It's an online like a social networking for students, right? And for students to share or to buy or to communicate with others, to share everything with the friends on campus. But at that time, I didn't have my green card yet. So finally, we just launched the website in school, and then we, the site was bought by a university because I couldn't execute the idea well, because working full time for PwC took a lot of basically all my time, like including weekend, right? 2009, hoping that my green card will be approved, would be approved soon. So I started another startup called AutoSally, the online marketplace for repair shop and mechanics. So I joined the Founder Institute in Silicon Valley here. Got a lot of mentorship from good mentors such as Mike Arrington or Zed, like Zinga founders, Mark Pincus. And then again, we just launched the website for about 1 month, and couple friends and other users who use the website can save in average like $300 using our website. But then the green card was not approved again, you know? So I didn't have time to execute the idea. I put it on hold, and early last year I talked to my wife, and I just forget the green card. We go back to Indonesia. We turned back to Indonesia because I saw like a lot of news, like the Indonesia market is growing a lot. I think Indonesia beat the estimates, like forecast from Morgan Stanley or the others. Like they forecast that Indonesia GDP will be like 3,000 next year, but actually we reached 3,000 GDP last year. It will like beginning this year, right? And the middle class is growing a lot. Per the World Bank, the middle class right now is about 70 to 140 million in Indonesia, which is a huge market. And then if you don't want to miss the boat, then you have to do it right now, because once the GDP reaches 5,000, many opportunities will be closed already, right? So if you want to do something now, you do it right now. And then also the internet users in next less than 3 years or 2 years is going to be like 174 million. 80% will access internet through the mobile. And 175 million, that means like the 5th largest internet market in the world, not Indonesia anymore. And then there's nothing in Indonesia yet, right? You know, there's no company or startup, local company who do something except Taskus, of course, or the Tick or Kompas.com. So last year I decided to go back to Indonesia, and I started the Founder Institute in Jakarta with Pandi. Pandi was the mentor in Singapore. So now we are helping people in Indonesia, or like technopreneurs who want to start their internet company in Indonesia.
Could you talk a little bit about how many people are actually in the program, and what kind of startups are they developing?
We just rated 8 companies, or like 13 founders from our program. And then the product they developed is quite interesting, because it's not like, some of them is a clone of like a startup in the US, but some other is just like specific to Indonesia. For example, one guy developing a startup to sell micro insurance product to informal people who work in informal sectors, which is also huge in Indonesia. So we don't know, like micro insurance is like an insurance product that is like sold for about like 5,000. This is very cheap, right?
50 cents.
50 cents, right? But a lot of people, yeah, people for like nelayan or something like that, or like fishermen or something like that, you know. So they have the demand for that, right? And the big insurance company are already entering that market, but none has been done so far. So this guy is doing that. So, and he has like already 3 big insurance companies who will partner with him to do this. Because like with his mobile application, everybody can sell micro insurance product through mobile easily. So you can go to your friend's home and then sell insurance in your home and anything like that, because there's no requirement for underwriting or something like that for this micro insurance product.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yes. Thank you for inviting today. I'm Ebihara from Japan, so maybe I'm the only one person who is not qualified here.
You look like Indonesian.
Because I spent so much time in Jakarta. Okay, so I'm venture capitalist. My career is, half of my career is venture capitalist, and half of the rest of my career is serial entrepreneur. me myself founded 4 startups in Tokyo, and one already went to IPO to Tokyo Stock Exchange. And right now I'm back to the venture capital business since 2004. So I'm running my own company, Bright Partner, 5 years. Before to be the entrepreneur, I used to work for JAFCO, which is the largest venture capital firm in Japan. That's my first career. So right now we are operating 2 funds. One fund is the focus on the Japanese seed stage startups, and second one is focusing on the Southeast Asia, especially for the Indonesia right now. Indonesia is our preferred market right now. So you know, today I want to discuss about the landscape of the Southeast Asian, you know, countries, you know, characteristic, you know, because you are Indonesian living in US, so you know in both aspects. Right? So I think, you know, everybody talk like you know, Indonesia is not like a Silicon Valley, or Japan is not like Silicon Valley, but Silicon Valley itself is unique. So the rest of the other any region is not like a Silicon Valley, but we want to try entrepreneur. So how we can achieve that? That's our you know, goal, our purpose. So I want to share our experience, our knowledge, and I want to discuss with that matter together with you. Thank you.
So going off that, so my Bright Partner is originally in Japan, right?
Yes.
So I'm curious, why do you decide to expand, especially to Indonesia, instead of to other countries?
Well, basically, it's the reason this market is huge, and of course, China, India is far bigger, but it's already happened. Market is mature. So many U.S. venture capital is very active in China and India, but in Southeast Asia, no. Very few venture capital from this country is a little bit active, but almost nothing. So it's very virgin market. That's why.
So also if you have worked overseas, so maybe it might be of interest to know what you think of the different challenges or specific challenges that are specific to Indonesia, okay, especially when you're building a company. Okay. It might be government regulations, or okay, might be something else.
Yeah, my advice, like, if you want to go back to Indonesia and you want to work for a company, forget it, you know, because you don't want to do it. Like, I mean, like, working in the US is much better. I told you, like, the salary is much higher, and then, I mean, it's like working condition and everything is much better, to be honest with you. Because, like, work for PwC advisory here, and then when I moved back to Jakarta, I asked them to transfer me to PwC in Jakarta, right? So I just want to work there, like, for a couple months, but it's totally different. I mean, PwC in Jakarta is still like international, but it's still different. Like, the clients you face and all the clients you meet is totally different with the clients here. So don't. I mean, it's like if you think that, I mean, to be honest with you, you will be disappointed, basically, right? If you think that you can have a good job or something like that in Jakarta. Maybe if you work for the oil company, it's still okay. You know, like oil company, like that's biggest, I mean, salary that you can get if you work for the oil company, right? Or maybe McKinsey or something like that. It's good. But I think if you wanna go back and then you wanna become an entrepreneur, in my opinion, I think this is the right time, as long as you know what you want to do. You know, I think you have to plan from now if you wanna go back what you wanna do, and then starting from now, also just build your network. You know, I think you need to know someone, because when you just go there, and then you have all this background, you have all this experience in the US, that doesn't really mean anything. Sorry, I mean, it's like if you don't know anybody there, you know. Basically, in Indonesia, it depends on who you know, basically. Yeah, so that's what, and then as you said, like the government regulation, I mean, it's like I set up an LLC here by myself, I set up an incorporation, I incorporated the company, Delaware, by myself. I did that everything by myself, I did that online, I can take care of everything. But I mean, in Jakarta, I mean, if you want to just like get a permit, for my wife is Korean, I think just want to get a permit for her to stay in Indonesia, it took like forever. So I mean, it's like all the things is so difficult. And then when I was in the US, I have so many ideas, and then I can implement it very easily here, because the infrastructure is ready, payment infrastructure is ready, everything is ready, right? So it's easy for you if you want to build a product. But when you in Jakarta, as Pak Andi said, you know, like internet market, I mean, like internet users, they access it through mobile. It's not a smartphone. It's still like, what is it? Featured phone. So, and the payment is so difficult. There's no payments infrastructure with reconstruction. So you have to think all your ideas. You know, I think you have to be there, and then you have to see exactly what problems they have there. You know, it's because like the problems they have here is totally different with the problems they have here. That's right. So I think that's what what you need to prepare.
If I just want to add on things,
Yeah, sure.
but it's actually open up new opportunities.
Yeah.
So one thing is that here, you have all the knowledge from here. You study. So I give an example. Earlier this week, we do sit in a panel in front of the audience in Founders Showcase. So I sit in an international entrepreneurship panel. We have 3 guys, one guy from Chile, another one from Colombo, another guy from Germany, then myself sitting there representing Indonesia, another guy from Vietnam. So funny thing is that the first 3 guys actually say that, oh, they do have good business in their home country, in Chile, Colombia, and Germany, but they choose to move to Silicon Valley because they say that they want to train together with the F1 racer. So to be good, to be competitive, you have to train together with the best in the market. And the F1 driver actually is in Silicon Valley. I agree with that, one thing. But another thing is that what I disagree with them is that it's equally important, for me even more important, is that you need to train yourself where your customer are. Yeah, let's say if your customer is, let's say, in Brazil. Brazil got over 200 million populations. Yeah, and you make your product here. You need to be close to them so you understand them. Yeah, but there's a chance that, wow, there's so many problems, like what Office mentioned. When you are in Silicon Valley or you're in the US, you do a startup, it's very easy to do a startup here. Yeah, that's why everybody's doing startup. Because when you finish your product, then say, okay, I'm doing an e-commerce portal. I just have a good idea, with a good algorithm, find the good advice for them so they can buy the product easier. Then on payment, it's okay, I just contact Uncle PayPal to help me to handle all my payment stuff. Yeah, if I need to do my advertising, oh, I can connect to Google. Google help us to do all this. I just use SEO. I pay a bit money to put my ads there. Then, if I need to do, let's say, a delivery, the post office is very efficient. You just do it. Yeah. But if you do it in Indonesia, again, there's no payment. Yeah. There's no, the post office is crappy. So you sit in, never get there. Yeah. And there's no insurance as well. Yeah, so this, when we want to advertise, again, how can we advertise, right? So you are on your own. But it creates a new opportunity, and I think that all of you guys can be smart enough to find a solution for that. So just give you an example. There's one company in Indonesia called M1. So what they do is very, very unique. And so there's a lot of people copying the US model. I'm going to make a PayPal clone, I'm going to make a payment gateway or whatever. This company do it very smart. Say, all right, I'm going to link the mobile users and credit cards. So I'm going to make all these 14 million credit cards compatible with mobile phones. Yeah. So what they do is very simple, because they know a lot of people actually do transactions using their mobile devices, right? But they need to make it easy. They don't have to input anything. Oh, I want to buy, let's say, a books. Then okay, what is your card? You have to type in what's the credit card number, your address, your verification, everything. It's difficult to type.